Welcome back, everybody. I am back today with a PPP update, Paycheck Protection Program, and the glimpse of additional funding from Congress. All right, we're going to focus on two bills today. Both require additional funding from Congress. And we're going to talk about what Congress is currently discussing in terms of how to best allocate those funds. All right. So share this video with every person that you know who's inside the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, whether they've received their funds, waiting in the queue to get their funds, or seeking retroactive PPP. Share this video with everybody you know. So let's get you guys all caught up. Welcome back, everybody. I am back to deliver a Paycheck Protection Program update. It is due because we know there's two bills sitting out there right now, and we need additional funding. The funding must go to the programs. Now, the two bills, in order to have them progress and have them move forward, more funding will be needed from Congress, all right? So we're going to talk about all these scenarios, and we're going to talk about what those bills propose, and we're also going to touch on what Congress is doing and what they're talking about in terms of sending the additional funding out there. And by the way, if you have not yet met me before, my name is Bilder. I typically post finance videos about how to start wealth strategies with $0 and fill your pockets. But right now I focus heavily on PPP, the EIDL programs and the stimulus checks, because many small business owners out there are stuck in scenarios, and this is the channel to be on if you want to get yourself advanced, unstuck from those scenarios, and get yourselves into the programs and get yourselves funded much quicker, okay? So check back daily for updates. Now, I want to just start with some few general announcements on the Paycheck Protection Program, because you can still get yourself funded if you qualify through a CDFI. There are still individuals commenting on my channel and on my Instagram that they're getting funds through CDFIs. You have to check the list. It is found in the description right now. And remember, the last day to file a PPP application is the 31st of this month. It will be coming up faster than you know it, all right? So don't hesitate. Get yourself find a CDFI that you qualify with and get into their application process ASAP. They're actually moving pretty quickly, getting funds allocated and issued to the borrower within 7 days time. So it's actually happening rather fast, all right? Now, part of the reason why this additional funding is kind of much slower than it was last year. I mean, last year they sent another $360 billion to the program within a week's time of it running out. It is much more complex this round because there are a lot of interim situations that have occurred where the program is coming up to a closing date. There's definitely lack of fund out there, and it is extremely targeted on all of these programs because there are all these competing programs out there. So as I mentioned, this program is extremely complex this go around in terms of just extending the deadlines and extending the funding. All right, because it's going to expire here in a matter of just a few days. The program will end for new applicants to come in. However, there is going to be a 30-day processing time after the fact to continue processing applications, all right? So the timing mechanism to send new funds, even if they did, it wouldn't be fast enough. They would definitely have to extend the deadline out again, and they really have not even thought about what that new extension time would even look like. So there's going to be a lot of debating going back and forth around that, all right? Now, we know that millions of applicants right now are just realizing the program even exists and realizing that they qualify for this program. So the possibility of sending $300 billion over there is still a possibility, all right? Again, with a new deadline to file for the millions out there that are right now just realizing, oh, geez, I qualify for that. I should be eligible. So if you are just finding out about the program and you qualify, leave a message in the comments and let me know that you want more funding because you just found out about this program and you want to see it extended. All right, so drop a comment down below. Now, we also know that there's approximately $1 billion worth of applications sitting with the fintechs that have yet to even reach the SBA. Okay, yet to even reach the SBA. So are they going to cover those $1 billion? And we also know that there are $6 billion worth of applications sitting with the SBA that are sitting in some kind of error code. And the amount of error codes is rather vast. So that could be processing right up into the June 30th deadline, as long as that $6 billion has been allocated to your loan. Now, in some cases, even though the application has reached the SBA, they are still being canceled. I just want to point that out to you guys, all right? And last here, retroactive PPP. Hashtag retro PPP, everybody. I am finding that approximately $120 billion will be needed to send out retroactive PPP to all those applicants who filed with their net seeking their gross, all right? So who sits at the top of all of this? Of course, our friend, Senator Ben Cardin, all right? So if you have not yet emailed him or dropped him a tweet lately, now is the time. Today is the day. Make sure you remind him that we want hashtag retro PPP and we want hashtag more PPP funds. Now, Congress is not sitting asleep right now. They did propose two bills, which I feel are a bit lacking. Bill number 1 doesn't include any additional funding, and bill number 2 provides some funding, but it is extremely targeted. So we're going to talk about those two bills right now, okay? Because as of May 4th, the money is gone. There is no money. And the only way to extend the program is you have to extend the deadlines and send more money. Now, retroactive PPP was the first bill to come out. It's titled PPP Flexibility for Farmers, Ranchers, and the Self-Employed Act. And this is basically designed to send additional funding after Biden's big announcement on February 22nd, where you could change the formula, where they asked the SBA to change the formula as of March 3rd to go off of your gross income instead of your net income. This was a huge difference, a huge swing for all of the gig workers out there and sole proprietors who were receiving $1,000 to $2,000 loans, finding themselves to be eligible for anywhere between $10,000 and $15,000 loans. Big gap, big difference. Now, the only one thing about this bill, not to mention that it's been sitting for such a long time, is it was to use the balance of whatever was left inside the PPP fund at the time of the proposed bill to send out the additional funds to everybody seeking retroactive PPP. Basically, Isabel Guzman would have had to go out and create a process to allow an applicant to go back and get the adjusted value from their previous net to their new gross value and receive the balance of those funds. Basically, reopen the loan and send out additional money. Now, you would only be able to do this on one loan, and it would only be retroactive back to December 27th of 2020. But for the majority of everybody out there, that is pretty much covered as to what you would be seeking anyways, all right? So, but just remember, this bill did not include any additional funding, all right? So let's talk about what Congress is going to do to send additional funding towards the program. Okay, I'm going to shift over now to the bill proposed by Senator Jackie Rosen of Nevada. This is bill number 2, titled Keeping Our Promise to Small Businesses. This bill here is extremely targeted, okay? The specifics around this bill is to look at the May 4th cutoff date where the funding ended, and take all the applications that are currently sitting inside the SBA and just provide a general fund to finalize those loans that are sitting in the queue with the SBA. Now, this comes with a ton of noise and a ton of unanswered questions because we don't exactly know if that general fund will also cover error codes or if those have already been allocated by the SBA, or is this just very specific to any loan that reached the SBA, sat in the queue, and then suddenly the funds ran out, they didn't get a PLP assigned to it, and now they will get a PLP assigned to it, all right? It does not include anything that's sitting inside the fintech. So all that $1 billion worth that needs to go out to the fintech applicants, that's been cut out of this program, all right? So it looks at the May 4th cutoff date, says to the SBA, how much did you have left sitting in the fund? We're going to send you money just to cover that and get it all closed out. It does not extend the deadline. It keeps the deadline at the same date. Now, this bill also has a second scenario to it, and that is to take $5 billion and set it aside specifically to businesses that are 100 or fewer, women, veterans, or minority run, and within states, 6% or greater unemployment rate as of the month of March 2021. Now that approximately only covers about, 50% of the states in the United States. That would certainly cover Nevada. But if you took a look at like South Dakota, North Dakota, or some of these smaller populated, less dense states, it wouldn't necessarily cover those states in terms of the 6% greater in unemployment rate. So of course, in my eyes and the thousands of viewers that tune in each and every day for PPP updates on my channel, I say this is not good enough. And if you agree with me that this is not good enough, leave a message in the comments stating not good enough. This does not cover the majority of the applicants out there that have yet to even reach the SBA seeking funds or learning about the program for the first time that is still suffering inside of this pandemic. We've only seen 5 months of the 14 months of available payroll for this program, all right? So not good enough, all right? So Congress is still trying to get their heads wrapped around what they need to do next. And during an event with a small business majority, it was noted last week by Senator Ben Cardin. He was speaking out about the restaurant revitalization program and realized that this fund would run out much quicker than he believed. After seeing the vast amount of applicants that went to apply for this process, they just knew that the funds would be exhausted rather quickly. So he noted that additional funding will need to be sent to the restaurant revitalization program, but he also spoke out in the same breath about Paycheck Protection Program. PPP also needs to be addressed, especially those sole proprietors who missed out on larger loan amounts, specifically speaking about retroactive PPP. And speaking specifically on the Paycheck Protection Program, he stated, "We do think legislation should be passed. In addition to changing the bill for retroactivity, we'd also have to apply some additional funds." All right. So this was spoken out last week. So Congress is wrapping their heads around what the next steps are in terms of how to create fairness for everybody, how to send additional funds, and also how to extend the deadline out. All right. Will it be targeted? Still a big question. Should it just be send another $300 billion over there? That's the scenario that I would think is most fitting. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. So leave a comment. Remember, hashtag #RetroPPP, hashtag more PPP funding. That's going to do it for today, folks. And before you leave, don't forget to grab your free stuff, grab your free stocks, free crypto, free sign-on bonuses found right now in the description. Remember, I use Webull because Webull gives me about $2,000 worth of free stocks every month when I recommend to my friends. And right now they're giving away a Tesla. There's not a better time to sign up for Webull. You could also check out my Airbnb crash course on expanding your revenue streams. Get yourself passive income through real estate, starting with $50. You don't have to own the real estate to do this, and you can start cash flowing in 3 business days, earning an extra $5,000 to $10,000 each and every month. I do this every day. Every day I walk this life, and I turn on revenue streams over and over again that give me an extra $5,000 to $10,000 each and every month. Check that out in the description. That's going to do it for today, folks. Remember, if you need further assistance outside my free content found right here on YouTube, you can find me pinned in the top comment for a one-on-one consultation. Just click the link, and you can set up a phone call with me. I wish you all the best, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.